that's really what they used to be like, this was premeditated. And I think that that's where they were able to really get her from.
In my opinion, the prosecution did not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it was an intentional murder.
I don't know how we went from like talking about Ohio visitations to creepy doctors.
Welcome to the Blonde Highlight Show. Give it up for your hosts, Kris Yeo and Kyle Hennessy.
Welcome back to Blonde Highlights.
Hi, everybody. We are back.
Oh my God, I know we took like 1 week off, and I feel like it's been forever.
Literally, I came up to the studio and I was like, I feel like I haven't been here in like a year. Like, I was like, hey, old friend.
I had to dust the dust off my mic.
Literally, I was like, where have we been? But it hasn't been that long.
No, it's been like a week or two.
Exactly. So in today's episode, we were going to talk about the Netflix documentary on the crash that's like everyone's talking about right now. And we had a guest lined up that was affiliated with the case, but some change of plans happened last minute and there was a little bit of emergency on her side. So we are changing plans. So we're still going to get to the crash and talk about all of our investigative journalism into the case. And I came dressed as an investigative journalist.
Honestly, you really did. Like, you are wearing a full-on blazer. It's giving professional.
Honey,
it's giving she could be in a courtroom.
Yeah, well, listen, here's the thing. The pants are from the same set as the blazer. This is a suit, okay? And a little leopard, like, tube top with it, okay? And the designer of this suit was a criminal defense attorney, so turned QVC host.
Okay, so she's wearing Brandis today.
Yeah, she came prepared.
Okay. No, but you look so good. I feel like I haven't seen you. Like, you went on this journey home. We talked a little bit. Please tell us about your journey home to Ohio.
Kyle's journey.
Kyle's journey.
So, I mean, it was good. You know, I was there for like 10 days. I was there because I was getting a little dental work, but there was, some family emergencies that happened while I was there. And so there was a lot of like traumatic stuff going on, a lot of sad stuff happening. But I overall was just, was happy that I was able to be there and be of assistance as like family was going through some stuff. And so, there was a lot of like, stuff going on that was hard, but
heavy stuff.
But I was glad I was able to be of some assistance and be there to help and be there with everyone for once. So other than that, it was an amazing trip. You know what I mean? Like literally I left Los Angeles. Like the city was my whole life in LA was blazing on fire when I left, aboarded that plane. And then I came back and it was blazing while I was gone. And I was just like, I gotta let go.
Isn't it crazy that when you go to leave for a little bit, it's like that's when everything you could be like silent, chilling for a little bit, and then as soon as you go to leave, that's when everyone's like, bitch. No. You're not going anywhere.
Exactly. This is exactly what happened. So it was like a marathon, and then as soon as I got back, it was a marathon, and so it's been a lot. It's been a crazy. This was like the first day where I'm like, okay, she's back. She can start to get her life together. I haven't fully even unpacked my suitcase, and it's been like I've been here for like a week and a half.
Girl, only real psychopaths unpack it like the day of. Seriously, right. Like. It needs to sit in like its little vacation mode for a minute and just like chill before it goes in the laundry, right? That's how I see it. I feel like it's just in a little quarantine time.
Exactly, right? Okay. Yeah. This
needs a minute.
This podcast is for the girls who set that suitcase up in the closet.
Honey, like you just leave it until you need to unpack it unless you really need stuff in there until your next trip even. Like who cares?
Exactly.
Unpacking's overrated.
Exactly.
Overrated. Yeah. With your mom working in the dental field, like, do you know that, like, you can never give head before you go to the dentist?
Yes, I know.
Especially you, because your mom's all up in your mouth. Did you know about that?
I did know about that. And I have asked her about it. And she's like, And they can see that there's some trauma to the throat and everything else. And, there is not any action going on at the moment. So I wasn't worried about that. But like in the past, I was like, oh, she was like, I rose the little slut, didn't I?
She was like, what is this hoe doing? I almost want to do it next time I go to the dentist just to give them something to talk about.
Oh, yes.
And then like really just be like, yeah, like Michael and I aren't in a good place. Like we're living away from each other. Like really stir the pot and then have them think that I'm having an affair and like just give them the tea.
And
Give
they're
them
like,
burning hot tea.
they're like, honey, if someone's poking that throat,
Yeah.
someone's been poking that throat.
It's like poking a fire, you know, a little poke stick with marshmallow. Seriously, I just give them something to talk about. Like, have you ever walked into a dental office sometimes and just feel the boredom?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, I don't know how people do it sometimes. Like, God love her. My sister aunt, I call her my sister aunt because she's my aunt, but she's only 5 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And she is like a dental hygienist assistant and she works at like the front desk. And I like, anytime I go into the dentist, I'm like, how does she do it? Because it's always like quiet. There's always just like little clicking happening. It's just phones ringing. It's just a lot, but it just feels so boring.
Really? See, they got a lot going on. They got a lot going on in those offices. At least where, I mean, obviously there's, laws from whatever. I can't, but like, I feels like there's a lot going on in there.
Well, that's why I just want to give them some tea. It's
Yeah.
gonna make them think I'm having an affair. It's all good. I know I'm not.
Can you imagine in the field of hair if there was a way to tell?
Oh my God.
Do you know what I
Isn't there a way to
mean?
tell when someone's pregnant through their hair?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And
Have you ever seen somebody's hair and been like, oh, this bitch is pregnant?
yeah. Yeah. It just happened recently. Actually, okay. So like there's other ways I've known if someone's pregnant and that's like from hair loss, whatever, but I didn't know about this like pregnancy line in the hair. And then I thought back to it and I was like, oh, yeah. Because I do a lot of blonding services. And so sometimes, like, if something doesn't come up perfectly even, it's like, well, what's going on in there, And
So is it just like the hormones?
yeah, but apparently it leaves this like line across the hair. It's like a little dark line. And it's pretty uniform. And I was thinking back, I found out about this recently. And I was doing, like, obviously, like, I have like hairstyles confidentiality. I'm not exposing anyone's tea. But I asked the girl and I said, hey, I don't mean to pry into your business, but could you be pregnant? Because I see a line. And she was like, I don't think so. I don't, no. No. So I'm interested to see.
They're like, honey, you better go home and get that stick.
I said, go home and get a pregnancy test, girl. And now I need to know. I mean, there's been a lot of times where like I like to play Oracle when I'm working and I'm like, girl, I think you're pregnant. Like I have a spidey sense inside. And I have been right before. But I didn't know about the line.
That is so wild to me. I feel like, yeah, I feel like I would be so excited if I was doing somebody's hair and I saw that line. I feel like it's like that pregnancy line on a pregnancy test when it just reveals itself. I feel like that is like the coolest thing. I wouldn't be able to contain it. There's no way I'd be able just to like go through the appointment and be like, not say anything.
No, I'm
Just
gonna
keep
get
that
the
to
business.
myself. No fucking way.
No, listen, this is my favorite part of the job is the tea. Like, and I don't expose anyone's tea. Like I like to, you know what I mean? To keep it coming, I got to keep my mouth shut. But I love shit like that. I do. I really do. Like if I'm going to talk about it. If I see Sarah and you're pregnant, I'm going to be like, girl, what's going on?
Right? It's just like if I was all up in your mouth and I saw those little dick bruises, I'd be like, girl, what'd you do last night?
Yes. Who's getting this? I will.
Just getting it.
Okay, this is real personal. I did have a medical professional once, and professional is a wild statement in this case. And this is this is definitely probably illegal. But anyways, one time I was getting something done at a doctor's office, at a clinic, and somebody was able to tell that like some things had gone down before the appointment. And they said it to me. And I was like,
I'm not following. I can't read in between the lines. Like my mind's too creative. I could be thinking something so wild right now.
Okay.
Like, wait.
Okay. I was just gonna say it. And okay, basically I had to do a urine sample and there was a little bit of like cum and what and they like could tell that like I had just been active.
Oh.
And then
Damn.
he was like, "Oh, somebody's got some." And then as they were taking the blood test, and then I fainted. And this is probably why I faint now. This is why I faint all the time, is because this traumatic situation happened. Because it was borderline like sexual harassment a little bit. It was more, not borderline, it was sexual harassment. Okay. And then they're taking, he's just like jabbing me, trying to get this blood out. This is the first time I passed out from getting an injection. And then from then on, I pass out when I get injections now. And so I think that this is the real tea behind the fainting. And but he could tell that like I had just done some things.
You had just had some fun. She said, I had some fun before my doctor's appointment. Leave me alone.
But that was like traumatic.
Whatever, you live, you learn.
That wasn't me. It's just like good. That wasn't like happy, joyful, like, girl, I see it, you know.
Yeah. It was like, what'd you do, Kyle? Like, I don't know how we went from like talking about Ohio visitations to creepy doctors. Like, see, this is just what happens sometimes. Like, these are real conversations that we have when it's just like, this is off the cuff shit.
Exactly.
There's no preparing for this.
No, you can't prepare these kind of conversations. This is just how it comes. No. And I think, you know, the people, the Blonde Entourage, they know to just sit there and trust, because we're gonna get to the real story one way or another. And you can't predict what's coming.
One way or another.
We can't predict what's coming next.
We're always going to take the beaten path. We're always going to take the little scenic route. It may take us a little bit longer, but we're having a good time.
Exactly. And then we're having
a great time.
We're going to charm the troll underneath the bridge, and he's going to tell us some tea, and then we're going to report on it.
Yes.
As we cross the bridge. We might
even SSD, and we'll have our little tea to bring with us, like a story to tell.
We just added another layer to those like stories with the troll under the bridge, honey. She said, we just got to SSD and then get across that bridge.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Fuck it. I bet you no one's offered it to him before. So I'm opening my wine bar and I get the keys a week today.
That's exciting.
I know. I'm not going to say the name of it yet, but yes.
And
it's happening.
I don't think we've talked about the wine bar on the pod.
I don't know. Okay, so my wine bar is really cool. All right. It's going to be a self-serve wine bar. I like to think of it kind of as like an arcade for adults. You preload your card, and then you go to the machine, you put it in a machine, and then you select which wine you want. There's like, I think 12 different wines. And then you can select the ounces of each glass that you want. And you just select what you want, and it just self-pours it for you.
Oh, I went to a place like this in Palm Springs once.
Okay, it's so fun, right? Like, you can literally just do your own little wine flight.
Yeah.
Because you can do like a 3-ounce glass. You can do whatever. You can build your ounces. Like, if you want a full glass, you can. But if you just want to try like 8 different wines, you can just do that on your preloaded card.
Yes. You need to but we need an option for like, honey, I want you to bring the bottle out, and you're going to sit down, and we're going to smoke a cig and talk tea.
Yeah, babe.
You gotta add in that package.
I'm already hosting events. I've got events in this is my personal clubhouse now.
Yes.
I'm going to be there. This is where I'm now going to be filming the podcast. I'm going to film it from the bar. Because it's so much easier than filming from home. So, because I didn't tell you.
Yes.
I can't. Okay, so and we haven't told our listeners, but I'm currently in the middle of redoing my passport and all of that. So my passport's expired. So I can't come to the States. So I'm hoping that I can come in July. I
Did you
know.
not know it was expiring?
Yeah, but I had to wait for it to fully expire because my work visa.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the dates have to like line up and
Yeah.
all of that.
Well, it's
All
just
of
meant to
that
be.
jazz.
It'll be July before we know it.
I know. But like I can't wait to come there. I need to just get my feet in LA for a minute.
Yes, get into the mess of it all.
We'll get into the swing of things.
Yeah, so I mean, are you gonna film like in the wine bar, like in the back, or are you gonna like just film out in the?
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, and like in the back of the bar, so you go in and there's like the seating and there's the wine machine, and then you go through and there's this hall, and then there's like this back, not a back room, but like a back lounge area. And like there's a burgundy velvet couch with a mirror frame wall behind it.
Oh, I like that. Are the frames gonna like show the cameras and stuff in the background though?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Like the mirror.
No, because I can be low enough
Okay.
where like you won't really see it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's good. That's the thing.
I'll have to give you the house tour. But yeah, I'm really excited.
Oh my god, are you gonna do the sound that
that's-
Sabrina Carpenter "Let Me Show You the House Tour" song and then go through it?
Yes.
I love that. I love
That's
that.
what I want to do.
That's
right?
something that we haven't highlighted enough on the podcast is how much of a little entrepreneur Kris is.
You know what? I know. We don't really talk about that.
She literally runs so many businesses. It's not even, I can't keep track. She's like even the wine bar, she's just like, oh yeah, we got a wine bar today. And I'm like, interesting. Okay, girl. What about the other businesses? She got like 10 of those running around.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta take it. No, because you know what? This really made sense. So they came to us with the offer. The price is right. Everything just made sense. And like, here's how it works. It's like now we'll have like this really great alcohol license, right? So, and this permit. So now the deli will feed the wine bar, right? Like all the sides, the charcuterie boards, all of that. And then the wine bar can now feed the catering. So like now when we're offering a wedding package with the catering, we can now be like, oh, now we can also do your bar.
Yes.
So it's like a little full circle, a full circle moment.
That's called strategy.
It's called strategy. It's
strategicness.
It's called Michael and I both have like undiagnosed ADHD and constantly just like keep up.
Yeah. Okay, so I do love that. Okay. So that's what's going on.
That's what's going on. She's a real entrepreneur.
Exactly. What else?
I'm running businesses.
What else? I was gonna say too, I really like, okay, I can't like at some point you gotta meet up with me in my hometown and we gotta terrorize that place together. I need to show you it.
I know. Like next time you go for like 2 weeks, you need to go for 2 weeks and I'll come out for like a night.
Exactly. I do like, I really want to buy like a little cabin there, like a little place there.
You need to. I think that's on the bingo card, like the 2028 bingo card.
Yeah, it's like an investment in my future and whatever. But I think that would be fun. I could have like friends come and we can do like, you know, just redneck shit in the woods and
yes. Oh my God. Imagine a seance or like a new moon thing. Like...
Yes. And you can actually see the moon because you can see all the stars too. But like, oh my God, can you imagine if we do a little podcast from there?
Stop. That would be amazing. Just in your farm shed.
Yeah.
We need to do it. It's happening.
Yeah. So that's what I've been looking into. Like we're gonna ways to like buy some land.
Yeah. We're like fucking Monopoly over here. We're just buying businesses, properties, lands. Like, welcome to the Monopoly podcast. Alrighty, let's get into our little discussion that we want to have about the crash.
Yes.
What honestly, I just want to say like this whole documentary is just it's tragic, it's heartbreaking, it's it was really, really hard to sit through and watch. And so I don't want to like enter this topic and like we're not taking light of it. So because I know we were
No.
just talking all this shit and laughing, and now
Yes.
we're going into something really heavy. So I just want to make that really clear. So yeah, I can't believe all the talk about it and like this girl and her whole demeanor towards the case. I don't, my head is just like, I can't wrap my mind around it.
Yes, and I think it's a good point to show that we are silly, we are whatever, but we do have personal experience with this. My brother died in a fatal car crash.
Mhm.
This is something that like I take serious. We've have personal experiences with this kind of thing, um, but it's always Ohio.
It's always
It's
all.
always Ohio. And so, I got to call the people like on the ground there and I'm like, okay, what's the tea with this? Like, what have you heard? Because sometimes there's the rumor mill get around. I wasn't able to get a lot of like, information from um that isn't already out there from people. But it's a fascinating case for sure. And it's very complex, I feel like.
Yes. I feel like to me, one of the most disappointing, not obviously like the most disappointing, but like the most disappointing people in the case are her parents.
Yes. Yeah, and I saw that and I was just like, okay, like, oh my, especially the mom's testimony while she's being sentenced. I was like,
I
shut the fuck up. Like, what did you just say? What are you doing? Like, didn't a lawyer like coach you on what to say?
I I could not believe it. Like all she was doing was justifying Mackenzie's actions, and just the way that she kept saying, "Okay, okay." I was like, just read your sheet." Like and like saying that like this guy wasn't like how Dom was the love of her life and then Davian was like a new friend and all of this. It's like, what did that have to do with anything?
No,
Why were you
exactly.
making that point? Like it was just diminishing him a bit. I just think my
Yeah,
heart breaks for their families. And I think that like even the fact, I think one of the things that really showed me the real character of her parents is the shirt that her dad was wearing in the interview.
I didn't even notice. What was he wearing?
I don't know what it said, but he was wearing some sort of like cartoon shirt with like a button up over it. And I was like, read the
Oh,
room, man.
no,
It's not the
exactly.
time for your like Scooby Doo antics here. Like, I can't, I just found it really disrespectful. Like, you're coming in, you're talking about your daughter who has killed these two innocent guys, and you're going to dress like that in this whole entire documentary. Like, it just put a bad taste in my mouth right off the hop.
Exactly. And that's the one thing I noticed too. I was like, the parents are just like, what the fuck is going on with this whole situation? And then obviously when it got to the thing, like in the sentencing case, and I was just like, oh, you screwed your daughter by some of this. But I just like there's a part of me that feels like the way that the parents are acting, it looks crazy. But what I do wonder is sometimes when you have a child that is getting involved in a not so great lifestyle and stuff, sometimes the parents will like let things go a little bit, not even just let things go, but sometimes they're afraid of losing their child and they want to have some sort of contact with them so that that way they let a lot of things slide and a lot of things go and pick their battles. You know what I mean? Like letting her, they're going to lose the battle of her like smoking marijuana, but like they're trying to pick the battles. They're trying to like keep, at least her still close because they're afraid of her completely cutting off a relationship with her parents in a way. So I could see where sometimes it's being a parent to a child that's being acting out of control gets to a point where you're like just trying to like grasp at straws to keep them still in your life and to have some contact with them in case they need something to get you. But I feel like it went beyond that.
Well, and like that's what I mean. I feel like I see exactly what you're saying when you've got that problem child and you don't want to push them so far away. So you kind of not so much turn a blind eye, but you kind of just like coast under the radar with certain things. I get that. But like from a very early age, it seems like they have just let things slide with her. Like the principal calling her in or calling the dad in, and because she said that she didn't do it, he's like, I believe my daughter. And it's like, clearly your daughter's, she's driving around, smoking bongs, not wearing her seatbelt, doing 100 miles per hour, like on the regular. This is what some of their friends had been saying. And it's like you're just allowing that behavior. You're condoning, and it almost felt like they were excited about her living with Dom and starting that life with him. And I understand like they need to be supportive or whatever, but like now the mom's running Cash App for her while she's in prison. The mom's
Literally.
reaching out to brands for her. Like it's like they're so delusional. It's like she's going through life with this entitlement to her. Like we see, I mean, some of the things that she's doing in prison. And it's like, where is the consequence here? Where is the line of like, you really just taking a look at your child and being like, you're not okay.
Yes. And I see too, like the fact that, okay, one, the fact that they let their daughter date, she was 17, he was 20 years old, 17 with an older man living outside their house while she was still in high school. Absolutely not. Like that's red
What?
flag number one. Then you think, oh, they've been together for 4 years. So when they got together, he was 16 and she was 13. That's a big difference.
Right.
Listen, when you're in your 20s, 3 years difference, nothing. When you're a teenager, when you're 13 and 16, they don't even they don't go together. What in
They
the
don't.
that
No.
to me was like, oh, I clocked all this mess.
Yeah, and then the parents are very much just like, "Oh, well, they were gonna end up together." And like I get that, and I'm not, I don't want to speak illy of him because obviously he's no longer here, but I mean, I just feel that as a parent, if you see your child, like the dad was so lax with just the amount of weed that she was smoking and basically like, well, as long as she's not injecting anything, like that is the worst kind of parenting. I'm sorry, but like there's no like I understand like some parents are going to be cool with things, right? And I
Yeah.
get that. And some parents are going to be a little bit more like anal like me over things. However, even if I was like really really cool about something, like say one of the boys smoking weed like that, whatever, to see your daughter driving around the way that she is and knowing that she's constantly and consistently getting behind the wheel like that while you're saying that she has that disease POTS
Yeah.
and you're just like totally okay with it, knowing that she's just like smoking blunts and driving, like that is bad parenting. I'm sorry.
It is. And the thing is like they do take the license away from people with pots sometimes. If there's like,
Yeah.
stuff happening. There was just so much. I mean, I mean, here's one thing. I like there's a lot of stuff that I like just really don't care about, but like driving under the influence, I don't fuck with that. Like I don't mess with that. I
No.
don't like that. As somebody who has lost loved ones in accidents and other things, like just driving under the influence, under any influence, it is not okay ever. And not even just like,
Mhm.
oh, you're breaking the law. No, it is just morally fucked. It really, truly is. And I think that, like, even if you're picking and choosing your battles with your child and they're like smoking weed, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But like under the influence, driving,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No, and like that's what I mean. It's like at what point were the parents gonna step in, and then it's almost like the parents didn't give her a fair chance. I really believe it. Like there comes a point where like I understand that kids can be ruthless and like the best people can raise a child that's gonna rebel and do like the worst things, and sometimes you can't control it. But I do feel that like maybe if her parents had stepped in because it seems like she's really close with them, then they could have had that like dynamic where it's like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. And maybe she would have listened to them,
Yeah. And I guess, what
you
power,
know?
yeah. And in some sense, I'm like, okay, what power do they have over her if she's already ran off with the 20-year-old and living with him? But
No.
it's just, there's so many things. It's just like, oh my God, like you guys are crazy.
Well, and circling back to the mom in her little ranty speech that she said in the courthouse. I thought it was really interesting that she had to like really address the other parents and being like, I didn't ask you about social media, like almost arguing them in a little bit. Like, I understand that she's like trying to make her defense and whatever, but she's picking out these things that were real character matters about her and Mackenzie, almost just like that's what really mattered, is making sure that they came out looking good and that they came out not looking anywhere how they had been looking for the past week or so. Or sorry,
Exactly.
years or however long,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Exactly.
Hmm.
And I will, okay, so this is a controversial take. But I will say, and I don't want to speak negatively of someone who's passed, but in the documentary, they do make him out to be a perfect angel. And again, this is completely separate than the incident that happened. I'm not saying anything about that, but I'm just saying him as a person, his character, they do really build him up to be a perfect angel. And in my personal opinion, and again, this has nothing to do with the actual crash, I don't like, I know the streets a little bit, and I think that he was up to some things. I don't know that all that cash was coming from crypto, if you know what
Well,
I
and here's
mean.
the thing. Well, here's the thing is that there had been, I was listening to this other podcast, and there's actually been a few people that have come forward to say that they were dealing, and that even the night of the crash, there were multiple people that were reaching out to them because they wanted acid. I think it was acid.
Yeah.
So like I definitely, and I mean like they had a scale on them. I think that it's, you know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
signs are there.
The signs are there. And like, it is so just a cliche story of this high school girl that's still just a little younger getting with an older boy who's, running the streets, running, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, I don't think he's fully innocent when it comes to some of the bad behavior and some of the toxicity. Because even in the one video that they used to prove that she was crazy or whatever, I'm like, to me, this sounds like a reactive abuse a little bit. Like he did some crazy shit to get her set off, get her fired up. And as soon as she flips, he starts recording. And I was like, that sounds toxic to me. So I think that they were both toxic as hell. And I definitely think that like the parents giving him this thing of like a squeaky clean image is maybe a little naive. And maybe they don't know. And they really thought that that money was coming from crypto. But like he was of the streets.
I don't know. Like when I saw the video of her and she was yelling and like that whole video of her wanting to get back into the house, that to me, and maybe I'm gonna sound really toxic by this, but like I just thought, you know what, like she's just 17. This is clearly just kind of like their dynamic. They kind of fuck around on each other like a little bit to be like, well, you better unlock the door or like I'm gonna key your car. Like what 17-year-old girl hasn't said some shit like that? You know what I mean? Like in that aspect, I honestly am just kind of like I think they were just in a toxic relationship. You know what I mean? Like I think
Yeah.
the dramatics were there. I think whatever. I don't think that we can use that one video just as like a whole judgment of her character. Now, I'm not defending her. I'm not saying anything, but I'm saying in that instance, I'm kind of just like, well, this like I've heard my friends say dumb shit like this when I was 17 or 16 or whatever to their boyfriends, like just ridiculous things, you know? So it's like
Yeah.
I can't take that very seriously. However, there were the incidents where like both of them had said at one point that the other one was trying to crash the car when they were driving. So it's like this is clearly like a very toxic relationship on either end. And I think whatever happened that night, I think it's sad, and I personally think that my opinion is that if she didn't do anything purposely, I think that she would have maybe made something up or would have just said what happened, right? Like if she didn't purposely crash the car, I could see her claiming and being like, I fell asleep,
Yeah.
you know? Or like, I mean, like she did try pulling on her POTS thing or whatever. But like, I feel like the fact that she's just playing the I don't remember card, I feel like that is what's reading like the most guilty thing to me, because she could have made up so many different things, but then it's like, how can she prove it? Does it make sense what I'm
Yeah, no,
saying?
exactly. Exactly. I thought that too. And this is my take on this is that like the like I it just wasn't a good defense at all. And the whole like who the fuck was her lawyer? Like is what I'm questioned constantly is who the fuck was representing her? Because they did a terrible job. A terrible job. You know, like I down to even coaching the mother in the sentencing. Terrible job. Like, and
Mm.
the thing is that the reason I say it's such a terrible job is that like the defense of I don't remember, I blacked out, whatever, like it's not a good defense. And also from what I do know from the legal system is it's actually not your job to defend yourself from what they're accusing you of, you know? It is the prosecution's job to prove without a reasonable doubt that, you know, they did this. Okay. And I think that personally, and again, this is like not so much my personal opinion, or I guess it is my personal opinion, but this is not my personal belief on the situation. Like I could see her doing this on purpose with some of the other stuff there. But I truly think that, in my opinion, the prosecution did not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it was an intentional murder. I think that they proved beyond a reasonable doubt that this was manslaughter and that she did, you know, kill him or whatever, whether she had a health episode, whatever. But I don't think beyond a reasonable doubt that they proved that it was a premeditated, planned murder. Not saying that she didn't do that. But I'm just saying, I don't think that they proved it beyond a reasonable doubt. And in the defense should have been able to point that out and persuade that. And I think if she would have went in front of a jury, she would not have been charged with the murder charge and would have still been found guilty of manslaughter. And that's my kind of opinion on the actual case itself.
See, I think that because there was so many preempted situations, like her driving the streets only like a few days before, and just some of the conversations that she had said, like, I'm going to crash this car, or her kind of threatening that, I think that's really what they used to be like, this was premeditated. And I think that that's where they were able to really get her from. I personally think that because when you see the video, she was driving fine. Everything was like whatever. She put her signal on. She took the turn like at a regular speed. And I remember when I watched that video, I had to rewind it a few times, and like I wasn't cluing on to like why she would do it, but I was like, I don't see brake lights. And I kept going back to look at when she was braking, not cluing on that like she didn't brake at all. And I think that she had just like a snap moment of just he pissed her off and she just like had enough. That's genuinely what I think happened. And I think that the moving of the steering wheel could have been like either him trying to like stop, it could have been like trying to like get her off the car. I think that the gear going into neutral was one of the boys like trying to slow the car down, because why else would that be shifted?
No, exactly. Well, from seeing that, I think that there was in the very final seconds a fight, you know, and I feel like, you know, with Davion in the back had nothing to do with the situation. And I'm not saying that I don't think that she didn't do it on purpose. I'm just saying I don't think that the prosecution proved beyond a reasonable doubt, because the reasonable doubt is, how do we know that he didn't force how do we know that he was in the passenger seat forcing her leg on the gas pedal and jerked the steering wheel and turned it right into the building? That's probably unlikely, but they didn't prove that that was not what happened. You know, because the thing is,
and I feel like she would have just said that's really what happened. I feel like she would blame it, or if she thought that she could get away with blaming him, I think that she would. But I think that she knows that there's no way to prove that. So I think that she is just being like, because she doesn't truly believe it. It
Yeah.
didn't happen. So she's like, I'm just going to pretend, whatever. Because, like, if you think about some of her character and what we've seen through the documentaries or what people are saying, it wouldn't put it past her to maybe like be like, oh, yeah, he pushed my leg down or whatever. But she knows that she can't prove that.
Exactly. And okay, I also will say the not remembering or not like saying that she doesn't remember or things like that, she could have 1000% done this on purpose. She could have had it planned. She could have whatever. But she still suffered impact. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, she didn't pass, but she still could have amnesia from it. Do you know what I mean? Even if she did it on purpose and knew what she was doing, she could still have amnesia from her own head trauma.
Well, no, apparently her therapist said that it was her just blocking out the trauma.
Oh,
She
yeah.
doesn't have anything medical to prevent it.
Yeah. But just in general, I'm just saying, like,
No, like
that
in
could
general, that
happen.
is something, yeah, that could happen. And they would be able to somehow prove that. That like but apparently she can't remember because it's too traumatic for her.
Yeah. But even then, I'm just saying, like, it is, even if she did it on purpose and thought she was going to die with him, I'm just saying, like, you can still block out that trauma. Like, there could be some validity to her not remembering, even if she did it on purpose. But I mean, least likely it isn't. But it isn't. But a bad excuse to say, like, I don't remember. That was the first thing I thought was like, that's a terrible, you know.
Because if you really genuinely didn't remember, this is my thing. If you genuinely 100% in your heart didn't remember, why would you all of a sudden be like, in gibberish pig Latin, be like, hey, should I just say that it was a medical emergency?
Yeah. Yeah, that's shady.
That's shady. That's what I mean. Like she could have, like I don't trust her.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
And no, and that's my thing is what I say, like my opinion based on that is simply based on just like the actual like legal side of it.
Oh, for sure.
Because she's terrible. Like the fact that all the shit she did afterwards. Do you know what I mean? Like, even just like they said, like they tried to, debunk the whole like dressing like a skeleton for Halloween. But still, like, girl, when you were out for Halloween right after this happened, and then you're gonna dress like that. Yes, it's a play on Playboy Cardi, which was one of his favorite members. But no one said, hey, girl, maybe don't look like a skeleton. Even if it's just you're recreating his favorite band or like musician, someone's not like, girl, I don't know about that.
Wear a t-shirt.
Yes.
Wear a t-shirt.
She could have been like,
t-shirt.
Boo, bitch, no, I'm the girl that killed these guys. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like
like I don't understand, or like how she's like reaching out to brands and like the mom's messaging like modeling agency because they're like, she's getting hot press right now. This is when it's gonna happen. No. She was so excited when she heard that the Globe and Mail picked up her stuff and it went all the way to England.
Yes.
She was so excited.
Like everything.
Or the Daily Mail, whatever.
Yes. Everything they've done afterwards is absolutely diabolical.
She wants Kim Kardashian to represent her. Like, Kim's not coming, honey.
No, she's not coming.
No, like, there's no plane.
There is no plane. Exactly. I explained the whole thing. And the Kardashians have enough trauma in Cleveland. They ain't trying to go to Cleveland.
No, and it's not like the Menendez brothers where it's like there was real trauma involved. There was real reason. It was a real sad story with them. This is like, she was just like, well, I've had enough.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. There is a side that I also think that like maybe they weren't going to, because there was a while before they prosecuted her. And obviously some of it could have been the reaction for how she was behaving afterwards, which was diabolical and fucked up. But I do wonder too, like if they were involved in a life of crime, was the cops trying to get her to rat out somebody else or rat out who their bigger players were, or who they were working with or whatever, and she refused, and they were like, girl, we're gonna get you hard on this now. But still no excuse for like the diabolical behavior of just like lack of compassion.
My heart breaks because like Dom's dad was genuinely looking out for her and so concerned about her and the guilt that she would carry.
Yeah.
And then to see the video of the crash and like not see brake lights, and to learn everything after, like how it broke my heart. Like that's when I genuinely was just, I was bawling at that point because I was like, this man is just such a kind man and genuinely just wanting to look out for her. And then to learn that like this is what it,
I know.
like you can't come back from seeing that video. Like that
No.
video of them just flying by and the way that how loud the sound of the car is, it's just
I know.
no.
That's the crazy thing too, because they really did have so much compassion for her before they knew everything, before all of it went a certain way. That's what really was sad for me. And that was just like, ugh, that they, you know what I mean? That they were really trying to like give her the benefit of the doubt.
And like, I do think that there is a part of her that still grieved him because no matter what happened, I do think that, like that was a huge part of her life. At that point, he would have been like, a habit at some point. Like she would have been grieving that whole life adjustment. So, like, the thing with the bracelets, I do see that as her being like not wanting to take off those bracelets because they were his, like
Well,
I
yeah,
can see that. But that doesn't mean that she didn't do it. It didn't mean that in that moment she didn't snap.
exactly. No, that's the thing. Like I saw that too. There was a few things like the bracelets where I was like, okay, now they're trying to, you know what I mean? Like there really is an excuse of like, she doesn't want to take off the bracelets that he gave her or whatever. And yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's craziness. And then since she's been in prison, like the stories from her in prison, girl running scams inside.
She's fighting scams. She's getting zaddies. Like she's having a good time. Like she's not suffering.
No.
She's literally not suffering. And that's why I'm just like, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. That's why, like, her behavior is also just making me just really truly believe like she did it.
She's gonna be pitching a reality show that the It Girl is a prison.
Oh, fuck. It's gotta be coming.
Right.
Regina George behind bars.
Right. And that, I don't know. Like, listen, if she was in the, I tried to do some like on the ground investigation too, because like if she was in one of the Ohio men's prisons, I could have maybe like talked to some people and got some info or something like that. But I don't know anyone in the women's prison. I did know one of my first jobs. Like I went to college in Columbus, Ohio, which is like that prison is like in the suburbs of Columbus, Marysville. And so I knew there was a, right there.
So connected to the case.
Yes. And because everything goes back to Ohio, girl. And I used to know a prison guard at that prison. She used to work with me at a salon.
Listen, like, we got to do our investigations and we will show up to the prison.
Exactly. And I was asking too, because there was like allegedly like the cash app of it all. Like she's running these, like she's customizing clothing.
Her mom's running her cash app.
Yes.
Like, this girl's making money. And like, do you see the selfies of her like all done up in the makeup? Like she looks like she's just having a good day.
She's
literally like she's on like a retreat.
Yes, she's running scams. She's running businesses from the inside. Her mom's helping her with all this cash on account. I'm like, Cash App is always at the scene of the crime. And
no,
it was funny because you're in Canada, so you don't even know what Cash App is. And I'm like, girl, no, Cash App is always at the scene of the crime.
Well, no, I know we just don't use it.
Yeah.
But like, I honestly like her mom. We need a reality show of her mom.
Exactly.
Just the brain science behind that woman and the dad. Like, the fact that he wore that shirt during the documentary, like, who are you?
Well, I think they were smoking pot with her. How
disrespectful could you be? Yes.
I'm like,
you know that they're not even like, we want you to do it here so that way you're safe to like bring your friends over. Like, let's have a good time. Like,
yes.
I'll show you how we used to smoke in the 80s. Like, no.
That's what it was given to me.
Doing this.
That's what it was given to me. And I want to know more too about like, so these like prison sugar daddy websites.
And there are some of the ones that Gypsy was on.
Exactly. And what I wonder is, does
Ryan I'm kidding.
Oh, he's sliding up. No, but my question is that to people that go on these websites to date female inmates? Obviously, there's something fucked going on with that. But like knowing that she's like did all this, is that more enticing to them, or is that a turn on for them?
It's a turn on.
I think so too. I was like,
I think it's a turn on. I think it's like a dom thing.
yeah, they're gonna have to like get that checked out because she's gonna be racking in the coins from these weirdos.
Yes. Like she's no. And it's just not fair. It's not fair that she's getting the accessibility to all of these things. She's able to have these connections with other men and women in the like she should not be able to do this. She's not showing any type of remorse. She has pages of all of her things that she has done wrong in there. Like she's not.
No,
it's a waste. Like it's really sad.
I know. And I want
It's
more
really sad.
I want more tea from the inside of the prison too. Like, is she dating?
We'll get it. We'll get it. We have a couple of. We're gonna get it.
Yeah, we always have some tricks up our sleeve.
Yeah,
we're gonna get the story.
But I think that's all the time we have for today, guys. Let's buckle up. We've had a great episode. We've covered a lot of ground. We've had some laughs.
Yes.
Yeah. Journalists now.
Yes, but make sure you subscribe to all the socials, all the accounts, tell your friends.
Yes. Yeah, get on there. Watch us on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. And shout out to the girls in prison too. Like if you watch I don't know, can they watch us? Can they listen to us?
I don't know.
Do we have fans in prison? I don't know. But if anyone's up in the Marysville Penitentiary, we will, I don't know, we'll add something to your commissary if you got tea. I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay. We might. Don't say that. It better be cutting edge though. Like, no.
Yes, exactly. Imagine we're we advertise the #1 podcast for female inmates. Welcome to Blonde Highlights.
Oh my God. We're on to another thing.
we gotta know our markets.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, guys. Thanks so much for listening. We love you, and we will see you next week.
Hey, bye.
Bye.